Disneyland announced 3 special after-hours events that will take place this year at the park. The first of these events is a Valentine's Day themed event, Sweethearts Night. And as with every Disneyland event, there were so many rare characters that came out to meet us while we were there. So let's take a look at some of the rarest characters that came out during Disneyland's Sweetheart Night. This event had lots of things to do, and one of the things we love the most about these events is dressing up. We decided to dress up as one of our favorite Disney couples, Lady and the Tramp. And we got these amazing Loungefly from Merch Ventures that fit perfectly with our outfits. You need to go out and check out Merch Ventures and see all they have to offer. From Loungefly bags and wallets to Funko figures, pins, and holiday decor, they have something for everybody. The best part is that you can use our code DUCKSQUAD to get a 10% discount off your purchase. That way you can support the channel and a small shop and get all the stuff you want with a special discount. So check out everything Merch Ventures has to offer. Now, let's continue with the video. Bernard and Miss Bianca. The Rescuers is not a very represented movie at the parks, which is strange considering that it was a significant film for the company. It was considered to be the film that proved that the company's animation department could survive and thrive even after Walt's death, and their major success since The Jungle Book came out in 1967. The movie was so successful that it even outgrossed Star Wars in France and Germany. When it first came out, guests could find Miss Bianca and Bernard at the park, where they could interact with them and take pictures. They even appeared on parades. But sadly, this didn't last long, and the characters were retired. So nowadays, it is pretty rare to be able to see them in the US parks. Thankfully, that is not the case in Tokyo Disney Sea, where they meet guests regularly in the American waterfront part of the park, or at Tokyo Disneyland, where they are usually found at the main entrance. They also appear in various events at Disneyland Paris, like the Disney's All-Star Basketball Game event that took place back in 2011. In this event, many Disney characters appeared while many teams competed against each other for the All-Stars trophy. They also appear at parades or special Valentine's Day events, one of which is, of course, Sweethearts Night. And apparently, the characters are not as forgotten as everyone thinks, because we all go crazy whenever they're out. Bernard and Miss Bianca were out during 2020's event, and this year, thankfully, they're back. We love this cute couple and hope they continue saying hi during these special events. Milo and Kida. Atlantis is one of our favorite Disney movies, but sadly it had a disappointing box office performance. Maybe if it had been a success, we would have seen these characters represented at the parks more often. Actually, back in 1998, when the submarine voyage was closed, a new Atlantis-themed ride was supposed to take its place by 2003. But again, the movie bombed, and all that ever came of the planned ride was a meet-and-greet spot in front of the lagoon with Milo and Kida. This sounds like it would have been a fantastic attraction, honestly. But it gave us the first meet and greet we had with these characters. And not only Milo and Kida, but they were also sometimes joined by Vinny and Mole. Milo and Kida were retired and weren't seen for many years until they reappeared in the Disney Stars and Motorcards parade, in a car designed after a Ketek, for the first year of that parade's run before their float was replaced after a few years. After a several-year absence from the parks, Kida and the other Atlantis characters made a reappearance at Disneyland Paris during the Disney Dreamers Everywhere events in 2013. They also reappeared during the 2018 Disney Fan Days inaugural party at Disneyland Paris. Finally, they came back for Disneyland's Sweethearts Night back in 2020, and it looks like they were a hit because they came back this year. They appeared at their original meet and greet place at Tomorrowland, near Star Wars Launch Bay. It is such a treat seeing them, and we honestly hope to see them again soon. Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy wedding attire. It would be crazy to talk about any of these characters and say that they are rare. But what we love most about them is seeing all the different costumes they appear to have throughout the years. It is crazy to imagine talking about every one of them, and that is because they've done it all. From special celebrations like the park's anniversaries or their own anniversaries, to different holidays like all their Halloween costumes or their holiday attire. More recently, they debuted some of their newest and rarest costumes during Disneyland's Merriest of Nights, where Mickey and Minnie appeared as Bob Cratchit and Mrs. Cratchit. Now all 4 of these characters appear to be wearing wedding attire for Disneyland's Sweethearts Night. All of them look so cute and romantic. It is awesome seeing all of their new costumes, and we can't wait to see what they will be wearing next. We could also find Clarabelle Cow and Horace Horsecollar in Main Street at the steps of the railroad station. They are always such a treat to see, and thankfully their appearance has become more frequent at the Disneyland Resort. Tiana and Naveen, jazzy outfits. Tiana and Naveen might not be some of the rarest characters, but they are some of the most beloved. We love seeing Tiana regularly at New Orleans Square at Disneyland, and riding the Mark Twain with her is fantastic. Naveen also makes appearances at the parks, but not as frequently as Tiana. They have both appeared at shows like Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair at Walt Disney World and events like Disney on Ice. They have also appeared in many parades, including the Festival of Fantasy Parade, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas at Walt Disney World, a Christmas Fantasy Parade, or the sadly short-lived Magic Happens Parade at Disneyland. They've been in multiple events like the 2013 Disneyland Paris Disney Dreamers Everywhere, the DVC Moonlight Magic event in 2018, and of course, Disneyland's Sweethearts Night. The best part of their appearance is that they are wearing some different outfits from the ones we are used to seeing them in. We almost always see them using their royal attire from the end of the movie. Tiana has also appeared in her waitress outfit and her costume party dress. We have also seen Naveen in his casual outfit, but we have rarely seen them wearing their jazzy costumes. They wore these costumes just once before, in the DVC Moonlight Magic event in 2018, and of Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair at Walt Disney World, but even then, Tiana's dress was not as beautiful and detailed as the one she is wearing at Sweethearts Night. We love these outfits and would love to see Tiana and Naveen wearing them more often. They look so good. Snow White Peasant Dress. Snow White is not a rare character at all, so you might wonder, why is she on this list? Well, like many other characters from this list, the answer is because of what she's wearing. Snow White is Disney's first princess, and as such, she has appeared at the parks probably more frequently than any other characters, except for the Fab Five, of course. She has been on countless events, parades, shows, meet and greets, and she has appeared in every single one of the Disney parks. But while her dresses may have changed over time, and sometimes even had the design and colors changed, there have been no significant changes in her costume since the first time she appeared. But during this event, Snow White has greeted guests next to her wishing well, wearing her peasant dress. This is the first time that she has worn this dress at the parks. The dress is supposed to be made of rags, basically, but it is honestly beautiful. But while the dress is gorgeous, we couldn't help but notice the shoes. And seriously, are clogs supposed to be that big? But honestly, seeing these characters in new outfits is amazing, and we love Snow White's new dress. Hercules and Meg. There were some surprise guests who were able to answer who put the Glad and Gladiator during this event. That's right, Hercules and Meg were not announced as the official lineup, but they were there during the first night of Sweethearts Night. Both of these characters are pretty rare, but Meg has appeared at the parks more frequently than Hercules. She has appeared previously in events like the DVC Moonlight Magic, Disneyland Paris's 20th year celebrations, and during Fantasmic. She has also been a part of various Halloween events like last year's Oogie Boogie Bash. And she is back now at Sweethearts Night. But Hercules was the biggest surprise. His first appearance was when the Hercules Zero to Hero Victory Parade rolled into Disney's Hollywood Studios back in 1997. After that, he has appeared as a meet and greet character less and less, until he became exclusive for special events. He has been in DVC Moonlight Magic events at Walt Disney World, at the 20 Years of Magic event at Disneyland Paris, and he had some regular appearances at Tokyo Disney Sea around the Mediterranean harbor. We were very surprised to see these two during the event, and we hope to see them again. Mary Poppins and Bert. The practically perfect nanny and her companion Bert are not rare characters at all. They can be found regularly at Disneyland. They can also be found at Disneyland Paris, either in Town Square or in Fantasyland. And they also make appearances in Production Courtyard at the Walt Disney Studios. At Tokyo Disneyland, they often appear in Fantasyland. And while Bert can't be so easily found in Walt Disney World, except for the Christmas parties at Magic Kingdom or the Grand Floridian character meal at 1900 Park Fair, Mary can nearly always be met in Liberty Square or in the United Kingdom at Epcot. The only place where they are rare characters is at Shanghai Disneyland in Hong Kong, because they do not appear at all. So what makes them appear on this list? Well, Their outfits, of course. Mary and Bert are almost always seen wearing these beautiful, jolly holiday outfits during parades, shows, and when they're out meeting guests. But during Disneyland's Sweetheart Night, Mary was wearing her traveling outfit, and Bert appeared as a chimney sweep. These characters have worn these outfits before, but not very often. They were seen wearing these outfits in the 2012 Celebrate a Dream Come True parade in Disney World, and in Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade in 2014. But again, they don't usually wear them. So it is very fun to see these beloved characters in different outfits. Disney royal couples. We, of course, couldn't leave out all of the royal couples that were out and about during Sweetheart's Night. These couples included Belle and Beast, Rapunzel and Flynn, Aurora and Philip, Jasmine and Aladdin, Cinderella and Prince Charming, Ariel and Eric, and Anna and Kristoff. And while most of these princesses are not rare and can be found very frequently at the parks, like in the Royal Hall at Disneyland or their many meet and greet areas at all the other Disney parks, the princes are another story, and they can't be found as often as the princesses. Beast appears at dinner at Be Our Guest in the Magic Kingdom every night. Other than that, he is tough to find generally. Flynn is another character that has been known to appear at Disneyland's Fantasy Fair and at parades, but he is pretty rare and a treat to see. Prince Philip cannot normally be found at the US parks or resorts, unless it's at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, at the Magic Kingdom, or at parades. Aladdin is not that rare to find because he is always next to the magic carpets in Adventureland at Disney World and can sometimes be found at Fantasy Fair at Disneyland. But the same can't be said of Eric, who rarely appears. He can sometimes be seen at the Bon Voyage Adventure Breakfast, at Trattoria al Forno and the Boardwalk at Disney World, and more frequently in Mermaid Lagoon in Tokyo Disney Sea. Prince Charming is another prince that we can't see frequently. He is very difficult to come by, but he sometimes appears at the 1900 Park Fair dinner at the Grand Floridian in Florida. Last but not least are Anna and Kristoff, who, like Hercules and Meg, were a fantastic surprise. They were not included in the original lineup, but were meeting guests near Pixie Hollow. Of course, Frozen characters are not rare at all at Disney parks, but Kristoff can mostly be seen at California Adventure and not so much at other parks. Some of these characters did have a proper meet and greet at Fantasyland and Fantasy Fair. Belle, Beast, Rapunzel, Flynn, Aurora, and Philip sat high and took pictures with guests. But Jasmine, Aladdin, Cinderella, Prince Charming, Ariel, and Eric could only be seen during the royal ball that took place in front of Small World. Either way, it was amazing seeing all of these characters. Judy and Nick. Judy and Nick are not considered rare characters at all, but they're some of the most fun meet and greets. They have appeared in many shows, parades, and of course walking around at the parks. They have been seen in many pre-parades, such as part of the Creepy Crew before the Boo to You parade, and also at the beginning of the Easter parade. They also appear at Move It, Shake It, Dance and Play It, Street Party, and in events like the DVC Moonlight, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, Mickey and Minnie's Surprise Celebration, and in the Disney Du Jour Dance Party, just to name a few. Nowadays, you can easily find them at Disney's California Adventure, but it is pretty rare to find them at Disneyland. So it was a huge surprise to see that they were to appear at Critter Country in Disneyland's Sweetheart's Night. This time, Judy and Nick were presented in their typical outfits near Splash Mountain. This meet and greet was super fun because of the great interaction and chemistry between the cast members and the characters. They are both so cute and so fun to meet. Stitch and Angel. We've talked about Stitch and some of his rare outfits, like this Elvis outfit that he had been seen wearing during the Halloween time, or this Phantom costume that he regularly used at Disneyland Paris. But while these outfits are pretty rare, Stitch himself is not considered a rare character, and you can mostly find him in almost every single park. Most recently, he has been seen at Tomorrowland at Disneyland. However, we can't say the same about Experiment 624, also known as Angel. She is considered a super rare character in the US parks, but she can be seen regularly at Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. Angel is usually a guest in special shows and events, especially at Disneyland Paris like the Disney Showtime Spectacular, Discoveryland Celebrates, Disney Paris' 20th anniversary, Stitch's Alien Halloween Party, Be My Valentine. She was also seen during a special event hosted by the Dreamers Disney Academy called Stitch's Dream, along with Stitch and some stormtroopers. And while she has been in many events, it's not that easy finding her as a meet and greet. So it was an incredible surprise when Disney announced that Angel would be appearing along with Stitch in Sweetheart's Night. This time, the two aliens meet guests in Tomorrowland, specifically outside Space Mountain. This interaction is one of the cutest meet and greets you can ever experience, because these two characters are so great together. There are so many other things to do during Disneyland Sweetheart Night, like watching the Royal Ball, the special fireworks, taking a moonlight jazz cruise in the Mark Twain, and going to all the different photo ops that are available. So if you're going to attend, be sure to check all these out. And again, don't forget to go to shopmerchventures.com and use our code DUCKSQUAD to get 10% off your next purchase. Thanks for all your support, and we'll see you next week.